What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, better up. All right, y'all, as you can see, it's Malibu City. Malibu City. 26 is on the blue one, obviously. Everybody that knows. I did it a few years back, and we've been doing upgrades and this and that. One of them was a good upgrade because of the anti-roll setup, and it had broke the setup that I had on here before. There's a video of it. And it was that weld-on lower shit that I was doing. And if you didn't go back far enough, it ended up cracking the arm. So if you were up here, you'd break the arm, which caused the wheel to go forward, hit the body, boom. I had trimmed a little bit more off, so both sides look kind of the same, which he's supposed to be getting that fixed. So anyways, like I said, I don't hide nothing. Shit happens. Different ways of doing things. Obviously back then, you can see I didn't clock the caliper. That's where the caliper goes. It's a weld-on style, but they do have a bolt-on style that takes a G-body front caliper, which this is a G-body style front. It just has the e-brake setup deal on here. You don't have to use the e-brake style ones. You could just take the front ones off of like a G-body, this car or whatever, and use them on the back with this bracket. And this bracket, you can either get it weld-on or bolt-on. With bolt-on, you would obviously drill the holes out at the backing plate bolts too, and you'd have to drill up here. They give you a template for it, so that way you can drill it out. It takes a lot of time. But anyways, I wasn't clocking ends back then, but It Up Kustoms was the first ones to ever clock. And we call it clocking because obviously a clock, how, a clock turns, clocking it, bringing the caliper down so that way you can clear the frame. Again, this one is not, this is a stock length housing G-body rear end. The rim right here has got what? Let's see, I better grab a tape measure so that way I don't say the wrong number. There's so much shit going on. All right, I got a tape measure. Let's see what we got here, y'all. All right, so that is saying a 4.5 inch lip, and that's from the outside of face. I know there's other people that go in there and the outside barrel becomes a 5, 5.5, some shit. But you seen it on my tape measure. Here, let me give you a better look. Boom. Against there, let me pull this out a little bit more. Against there, and there. So saying 4.5. Some people probably try to call it a 5. However it works, there you go. You guys saw it from me. 26s. And as you can see, my frame notch back then was a little different. Obviously, I figured it out and got it down way better. Like I was saying about the body on this one, the body was to the driver's side. And now I got the body back over to the passenger side. So it equaled out the distance. So now the 1/2 inch spacer will not be on this side, which was the all-star black aerospace component spacers. And then the studs went right in the hole. This car's got 7/16 studs on it. But yeah, my kid's trying to call me right now while I'm recording this video. So I'm not sure. Anyway, 26s, boom, boom, boom. Move the body over, boom. Gonna change the height of the coilovers in the back to, these are 12s, and I'm gonna move it down. I got them at 10.5, and that means between how it's compressed between here is at 10.5. So I'm gonna bring it down to 11.5, and then I'll take the bolt holes and move these up 1 or maybe even 2. We can tuck it just a little bit more, but we'll be able to soften it up a little bit more back here with the spring rate. This is a 250, I think. I'd hate to be bullshit. I know it's right here. Yeah, 12 DP 250 for you guys to see. So this is a 12. Now 12's on a car for 26s, yes. And then if you want to talk, you still got plenty of holes to move down everything where the cross brace is put. Boom. So 12s but 10s are better, 24s, stuff like that, 10s, stuff like that. I got a new shock setup that I've been using, like I put on that green and copper Regal I just did a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna keep that number to myself on what I used on it. I might have said it on video already, but that's that. Yeah, so I changed the gear, took the 373 out, put a 456 in. Again, it's a small block Chevy car. It's supposed to have, you know, X amount of horsepower, and it's not putting it down. It's not spinning the tires. It's got a $700 Ford Trans in it. It's got 2,800 stall. So the mechanic, our motor builder, was saying to put a bigger gear. You're losing power because of the height of the tires, the heaviness of the tires. So it's got overdrive, the 456. I mean, he's probably going to come up, you know, in RPMs in overdrive. How much he's actually going to be on the highway, I don't know, but he's still got an overdrive, so it shouldn't be that bad. 26s, rule of thumb, 32 inches. Gear ratio is based on 30 inches. So with having a 373 in it, which was what was in it, it had a little bit of wearing to it. Damn it, we're up to it. I think it's back on the bench. But anyways, based on 30 inches, so that being 32, a 373 would act like a 323 gear. So it would act like more of a highway gear than a taller gear, more streetable, you know. So if I can get to the point, give me a second. So being 32 inches, it acts less gear ratio. So 30 inches, it would have been dead on 373. Now, if anybody out there knows more about that than I do, that's what I learned a few years back. And maybe that's wrong, I don't know, but I thought gear ratio was based on 30 inches. Maybe it's based on less. So now if it's based on less, and this is 32, then this would be coming out to like a 308 gear with a 373 in it. So now we got the 456 in it, and the 456 with that should bring us to a 411, you know, something like that, 390, something like that. So the starter, I still haven't changed. I gotta change the starter. That little video that I put up, little shorts. Let me turn on my headlamp here, bam. And like I wasn't bullshitting at all. If I take my hand up here, remember I had my hand up here before, and you can see the nut is already hanging off. So see, oh, the wires are just hanging there. So somebody most likely put it up there, the starter, which this is an LT1 starter. Put it up there, set it, probably finger tightened it, and walked away, and went to go do something else. Looks like they dropped the starter too, because that little metal post right there, I was trying to focus on my hand, but anyways, it's bent. It's not a shadow or nothing, it's bent. Somebody dropped the starter. But I started chewing up the flywheel, and since it's been here, I pushed it around. It's only been here, you know, a week or two. TCI converter, boom, good converters, like I said, I like those, I always use them. But yeah, I did it a few years ago, boom. And my old style frame notching, which, I mean, yeah, I do 100% better than that, but that's still better than 3/4 of the shit out there, because the shit out there's fucked up. No rub marks at all, full turn. And, you know, it might be a little bit farther back than I should be going, but no flex to the car. But yeah, Malibu, Malibu, Malibu. All right, so this one again, this is actually a 78 with 79 taillights in it. So I was correct, it's a 78 with 79 taillights. This one is a 78 all day. You can see the angle on the side, car's all original. We started taping off the tubs, me and Jordan, basically, he's doing it. Using the air saw, stuff like that, figuring it out. We're gonna do tubs. 36-inch competition engineering tubs, boom. The frame rail is done, I did complete it. I just didn't get video of it done. Well, let's see. Can we see up in there? Let's see if I put my light over there. Oh, it's shiny, right? So, The notch is done. The frame bracing's all in there. And yeah, so. Somebody was saying about the car being so rusty and the floors being rusty and all this and that, blah, blah. All that shit is gonna be getting fixed. The car itself though, the patina, the car is solid. It's a true Landau car. The doors are solid, the fenders are solid, the quarters are solid. It's got a couple dents and shit in it. Hey, it's a 78. It's pretty old. And it's still this clean. Floor pans, who knows, maybe wherever it was sitting. This car came from Texas. Wherever it was sitting, maybe the windows were open and water got inside of it. Or, I don't know, maybe it was sitting in grass. Sometimes you see cars. I bought a 77 two-door Chevy back in, 2009. It was a two-tone one out of Indiana somewhere. Out in the sticks, and it was buried like in the ground, and we just assumed the underneath was completely rotted. We got it up on the trailer, and it was very, very, very clean, very solid underneath. And the lady that owned the tow company said that it's been sitting there for years and it didn't run. We actually poured gas in it, put a carburetor, I put a new battery in it and fired it right up. And she's like, well, that's gonna be more money. And I was like, no, that's not gonna be more money. Or I'm gonna have to charge you a mechanics fee for fixing it. She's like, I'm just joking. So anyways, it was very solid underneath. So what I'm saying is cars could sit in a gravel lot and end up rusty underneath because of the moisture, depending on the area and shit like that. It could sit in a field, be all the way down to the ground in the dirt and end up being solid, or vice versa. So don't ever think just because it's got holes that in the floor that the car is a bad car. And you know, they make tons of pieces for G-bodies nowadays. The floor pans, all this and that, separate pieces, full pieces, whatever. And then that upper back piece back there, that trunk pan piece in the front, they don't make it. And that back seat pan, I believe it is, they don't make, I think. But if anybody knows different, please let me know. And as you guys can see from sitting right here, it looks like something happened right there, unless it's a shadow effect. Something is looking goofy. Maybe it's, oh no, that is the same on the other side. It's just the light. So yeah, this Malibu up here, the other week I went and got some tubing, and that's 1 5/8 tubing, and I needed more of the 1.5 inch tubing, so I went today and got a couple more pieces of 1.5 inch. So now I have that to put in the side rails of this Malibu, how it goes up in the side here. So I gotta flex the frame down, channel locks or crescent wrench. You can see how somebody jacked it up here or some shit. But be able to get right in there with this down, put the two, yeah, see that one's bent up pretty good. Pull it down, get it fit in there, weld it up, plate this. We do have a aftermarket cross member. Where the hell the cross, oh, right here. I don't know what the name of that cross member is, but we do have that G-body cross member to go in it, and the ladder bar cross member right there. So I'm gonna put that in here, boom. Brace the sides, brace into the lower torque box, brace into the upper torque box, just like I was doing those other ones. I'm trying to get these cars the F out of here, and to get time on Don's other car, Oklahoma Colors. He's been very, 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 very patient, and his boys have been riding the shit out of him. And it's not funny, but it is funny. I gotta get the time because this is such a big job. And I know people that really follow me are like, okay, yeah, we understand that, but it's been a minute, this and that, get some work done to it. I just need to get the time to be able to put 2-3 days into this thing. I get 2-3 days into this thing, you know, I can have the whole front completely done. Coilovers in it, brakes on it, brake lines ran, all that shit, control arms, all that. Trim the front fender and stuff like that, because you know it's a Cutlass 26s, so fender has to be trimmed. So yeah, my car, of course, just sitting there, boom, not touched. Ain't no way I could touch my car and not have other cars done. So Bankroll Tim, bedded up, Malibu City. The rear end is made for this one already. The coilovers are here for this one. The axles are here, the gear, the posi, everything's here for this one. Everything in the front, get buttoned back up and get adjusted up, boom. 24s, 8-inch lip, billets. Booyah, you can see the one in there, so I'm not bullshitting. Bam. Booyah, 8-inch lip. Look at that, with the cover on, they're still getting dirty. So yeah. All right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bedded up. My kid is driving my Trailblazer, he got his license. Proud dad moment. Got his license the other day, and he's been driving, and I'm able to get to places. In the last 2 days, we've done so much driving to take care of things and get the stuff that we need. So that way, boom, went and got this tubing. You know, I don't have to wait on somebody to give me a ride. You know, I just gotta wake my kid up and be like, come on, time to go. Or he wakes me up like today, he woke me up. Hey, come on, time to go. So we left the crib in the Trailblazer, boom, and still got the winter wheels on it, obviously, because my big ones are right there. I don't know if I'm gonna put them back on there. The front suspension is just not up to par with those on it. It's real touchy steering. So I gotta go over that if I do it. But anyways, the blue 78/79 Malibu. Getting some work, and I promise I will get some work and get some footage of the Oklahoma Cutlass. All right, y'all, I'm just gonna bore you. Someone's gonna be like, man, you ain't talking up. Yeah, you're talking real low again. My phone has got plenty of, this is a new phone, you know, not even that old. It's got plenty of metal shavings in the mic already, and the speaker at the bottom of the phone. So, all right, y'all, that's what I got for you right now. I'm trying. Hopefully I'm giving out some more good information. That's what I try to do, and not talk too much about dumb shit. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bedded up, and I'm outies. Peace. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. I'm gonna try not to whisper. I'm gonna try. So again, a little under the weather. But the Pro Charged Regal is almost back in full effect. Got the calipers on here, and one of the things that we were noticing before, and what the owner was noticing, is that after driving the car a little bit, you'd feel like the brakes were sticking. So it's got a Willwood master, it's got a Willwood proportioning valve adjustable under the hood. So we were trying to figure out that deal. I don't really mess with master cylinders and stuff like that. I end up having too many problems. There's different size bores and strokes and all that shit. So you gotta match the caliper up with this and that or whatever. The manual proportioning valve is basically just for the rear, and if you tighten it up too tight, it leaves pressure. I don't know. We're leading to that's the problem, but it does have a brass line all the way underneath the car, copper, brass, whatever you want to call it. And this frame rail was twisted up pretty good, and the line is right here, so maybe it smashed it. I looked in the area to see if it was smashed, and I couldn't see that it was smashed right there. So when I was putting the calipers on, I had to push the pistons back in. Well, this side pushed, and I got it on, got it re-shimmed. The hub-centric piece wasn't in there. I put the hub-centric piece in there. Some of the axles are stepped, so you don't need it, but these needed it, didn't have it. I had it set on the wall, put it in there. So I'll put this caliper on. It shimmed out right, but it pushed the pressure over into this caliper instead of pushing it back into the front. So I actually had to crack the line on this side to get the caliper to release pressure, because just by trying to get it to press the pressure back into the master, it wouldn't go. So there's obviously a problem there somewhere. But they're gonna have to deal with that because I don't deal with that stuff. But brakes and everything are on there. Could use a little cleanup. Reset the pinion, which if you look through here, I mean, it's on the lift, but pinion's reading basically a 0. When it goes on the ground, the upper's coming a little bit shorter, which gives it a bit of a negative pinion, which is what you want. Drive shaft's in it. It's all cleaned up, all painted up. See how the hole in the frame is right there? So you can get right to the nut. And the bolt goes in from the side. It's at a setting that the car will hook. If we were to move the front one down a hole or two, we can make the car spin. If we move the back one up, you can make the car spin. Bring the back one down one, you make the car hook more. But there's a fine line with that too. If you go too far of an angle with this bar, like this, you'll cause wear, tire shake, not hop, tire shake. So anyways, wanted to get this video in before these marks got back here. I got stage fright. So yeah, we got some gear lube. I sent them to get some gear lube. So we got some Castro or Fram, some Fram. What is it? 75 140. Yeah, we'll put that in there. It does have a true track in there. Well, gear lube in it, brakes or wheels on it, and it'll be done. I squared up the rear end. Everything squares up good. The body is a little farther forward on this side than that side, whoever did the body work. But I squared everything up to the frame, which it wasn't that far off. It's just that under a load, it bent the torque boxes up, which pushed forward, which was throwing off the pinion angle for Chris and them at Streetcar Headquarters when it was on the dyno and moving the car around and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it's going back, but it definitely needs the brakes figured out. And I know since it's been here, we had adjusted the adjustable valve in the front, and now I don't know, we'll figure it out, or he'll figure it out or something. Tomorrow's supposed to be shitty. So, I mean, test driving it ain't really a point in test driving it. Everything is still set basically the same. The shocks are all set the same. The height is set the same. It's just braced up. So, however the car drove is how it drove. So, I tried calling dude here a little bit ago and he didn't answer and hasn't called me back yet. But by the time y'all see this, it'll be gone. And yeah, we'll get this gear lube in here. Letting the silicone set up a little bit before we put it in there. You gotta put the lube on it, right, before you put it in? Oh, shit. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. That's basically it. Wheels are all over here. My son wipes his car down. He's actually caring about it again.
Halfway care about it.
Halfway care about it. He says he wants to take the big block from there and put it in here. I think that's too much motor for him. I don't think he can handle it.
I don't know, I handle block, I handle pretty nice.
The Malibu. The Malibu. Look, this car's like a pearl white, but it doesn't look like it's pearl white anymore. It looks like it's a dirt white. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Pro Charge Regal. Illinois, out. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. All right, so the green Regal, Okay, so I went and got the coilovers in there. Boom. These are in between a 10 and a 12. Like I said, those are 12, there's like 3/4 of an inch difference, something like that. But because I went behind with the new shock tabs, I left the old ones on there, but The new ones, it's all painted. Boom, I still gotta tighten all that shit up. Got the anti-roll up in there. You know, you gotta gap it a little bit. And the weld ran down a little bit because I still had a little powder coat on there when I welded it. But it's fully welded, nice and strong. Boom, that side's on there. I mean, you know, coilovers are on there. Gotta tighten everything up. Trick chassis, like I said, with the new outer piece being billet aluminum, and this is billet steel. It's a 1/2-inch bolt for the bigger links. Obviously, it holds more stability side to side. I'm about to tighten that stuff up, set it down. Went ahead and went with a 300 spring because this car has 315s in the trunk. Those springs on those coilovers right there are the variable rate 175 350. So you can see how the coil is tighter in that area than the top area. So that's where you get the variable rate. So all the years of doing this, stay away from the variable rate springs on these cars. They just don't work. I got the proper lower brackets, which these are Viking bottom brackets here. And like I said, you guys, there's these spacers. They have to go in the bottom. This keeps this gap. When they had that set up on there, they didn't have the spacers. So these things bent inwards, which are they're a little different. They're a little skinnier, a little, you know, see? But anyways, they bent the shit out of them. Junk, garbage. So yeah, anti-roll is gonna help out a lot. Before I put the car in the air, I measured from the ground to the top of chrome, which yeah, this chrome's got a little dent in it, boom. Both sides, well, that side over there was dead on 27. This side was a little bit lower, but my floor and it not having an anti-roll, boom. The links are adjustable. You can twist them, preload, stuff like that. So if you're off quarter inch side to side, you can make it up in the anti-roll due to whatever. The body could be sitting lower on the frame on one side than the other side. But yeah, Viking, double adjustable compression and rebound. QA1, basic QA1 shock, single valve, one compression valve, that's it. A little bit of tuning, a lot of tuning on the shock. Each car is different. You could have a car with the same weight, same this, same that, and it might just ride different. You got to adjust it a little different, but knowing how to adjust this. The other thing I did here is I noticed that this torque box was bent up just a little bit. So I normally would have put a ladder bar cross member in here, but I don't have time. And this guy's got, I mean, these mufflers are pretty big. This is the goo from this undercoating. Everybody, please stop buying this shit undercoating. Don't pay people to undercoat your car. It's garbage. It's still sticky and wet and gooey and just nasty, and it's a motherfucker to work on the car. All right, so as you can see right here, I braced the torque box area. I took a tube, put it in there, cut it, welded it all along the bottom, inside there, boom. I had welded it underneath here first, then I took a plate, plated it. This is 3/16, boom. Then I put a plate on the bottom, boom. So strengthen the torque box up. This car, like I said, this car doesn't have a ton of power, and I could actually, well, you can see he's only got, there's no adjustment back here except for one bolt hole. So the angle is not that great. So it's not really driving the tire into the ground. So this bar is probably damn near straight when it's on the ground. So that's good. If you have more of an angle, you drive the tires into the ground, you bend the torque boxes up if you're not braced up. So remember guys, when your frame notched, boom, you make this area thinner, you make this area weaker. So torque boxes get bent up when you have power and torque. When I bring the maroon Regal in here, and I'll show you all that stuff of what it did. Now it flexed the shit out of it. It's gonna be a motherfucker for me to get the frame rail back down, at least like that. Like this one you can see is up just a little bit. I mean, basically going off the lift, it's just got a little bit of a gap, you know, compared to this side. So just a little difference. That's not really gonna hurt this car. But yeah, so ladder bar cross member, like this one staying right here, boom. I don't know if you guys have seen me put them in the cars before. But yeah, it would go across here. So now this one from, I could probably get away with doing it and being real close to here, but also this helps because with this being here and being in this area, but you also want to put the tubes down the side of the frame on the inside. And as you can see, the normal thing that people, they bend these frames up after jacking them up wrong and shit like that. Use a crescent wrench, pull it down, whatever. Put a tube inside the frame rail there, boom, weld it. So now with this being here and all braced up, and to do the ladder bar cross member across there, then you can come right off of that, tie into this, boom. Adjustable buckets on the back would help bring that down, bring it in more, probably get rid of the coilover bracket like that, put it on the back of the box, bring it in. And then you'd have plenty more adjustment, you know, getting into racing so you can make your shit hook. This side over here, boom, you can see how I wrapped it around the tube. After I put the tube in, this side's still kind of warm, but it's fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, boom, boom, boom. So it's gonna help. So it's not gonna bend that easy. And like I said, again, this car doesn't have as much power and torque as the other car. Will he do it later on? If he does it later on, we could shorten up the mufflers or get a different set of mufflers on there. Or I might be able to fit the ladder bar cross member in there, but that's later. But that's what's going on with this thing. Boom. I'm gonna get this thing all, get you a better view of it. They're not identical, you know, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, say no to undercoating, please. And that's where we're at right now on this one. And I'm gonna bolt these bolts up in the back, tighten everything up, set it down and see where she sits. You know, my measurement was 27. I'll set it down. I'll see how easy the car goes up and down, see how much the spring collapses and shit like that. So I'll be able to know if it's gonna work 100%. If I gotta adjust height, I can adjust height a little bit by the spring and by moving the bolt holes up on the lower bracket. So yeah, all right, y'all. About to have this one buttoned up. It is like 6 o'clock on this Tuesday evening. Yeah. All right, y'all, that's really all I got for you is talking about this Regal and what I did to it and what we might be doing later and stuff like that. But yeah, all right, let me button this thing up and I'll get back at y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. What up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Bet it up. All right, y'all, so working on the green Regal. Had to come in here today, move everything around. You can see how much the trans is leaking. So it's more than just blowing out or on the blow off on the top. Something's got to be leaking the pan or something. I'll check the pan bolts for them and see if they're loose. But anyway, so got the box from Trick Chassis, of course. Trick Chassis, Alex. They got this new style end for the billet So now we got these billet aluminum pieces on the end instead of having the metal cap ones, because this is a billet steel. A lot of people don't know, you got billet steel and you got billet aluminum. So normally when you hear billet, you think of aluminum. But yes, now it's got billet aluminum ends, boom. The weld-out pieces right here that go to the top, boom. I like to take and bevel the edge, so that way when you weld it, it fits in there better. You gotta watch out on the outside of it, because see how much room you got to this piece, so you don't wanna interfere with this piece. But it goes on the inside, just like I got it set up here. These nuts are just mock-up nuts to put on here to hold this together, so I can get it up in there and weld it to that cross brace. But there's undercoating on that cross brace, so I gotta grind that out. Boom. So what we got here is some 207 shocks. And the 207 shock is a little bit shorter than the 12s that were on here. And they're a little bit longer than the 10s that I was gonna go with, but couldn't get my hands on a set of 10s for right now. So this is where they had this setup, and the spring was hitting right here, which you can see the mark. The springs were hitting at the top of the shock bracket right there, boom. So all that was jamming up the travel. And then, like I said, the spring, you can see that's a variable rate spring. And the variable rate spring, I moved the rubber bushing right there, the rubber seal, so you can see how the travel is. This, you can see all the marks on each coil. They were hitting each other. And then, check this out. That's how bad it was hitting up in the top. So it was hitting and binding, so nothing was moving properly. You know, this car, like I said back in the day, who did it, how it was done, the cross brace. So how you could have prevented this is the cross brace could have went a little bit more back and would have gave that clearance. Or if you'd have went a little bit more forward, then you would have came off the back with the short tabs. So I have a set of short tabs, which are trig chassis, right here. So these are shorter, so that we don't come off too far. And then how much I put it on the tube, this way or this way, which will be up a little bit. And I'm gonna keep the top of this shock from hitting up in there. And I'm gonna come off the back. So, something like that, which they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 holes that they were hooked to. If I have to go down 1 to be 1 under to keep it at the height that he had it, which I measured 27 inches from the ground up to the chrome on both sides. And that was on my uneven ground here, and both sides were measuring the same. So now, like I said, I gotta clean off the back of this for the tabs. I gotta clean off the area here for the anti-roll. I'll clean off wherever the anti-roll ends up here, which this is a 9-inch, so it will come off the back of here. Everything else is already set. I double checked that they were in square. These brackets right here, you can see are on a little bit of an angle. Let's see. You can see they're on a little bit of an angle this way. So the shock tabs, when they were put in, you can see are a little bit more that way. So of course, I'll go with the flow of this and put them in just a pinch more at the top. Boom. And they'll be the short tabs, or if I have to use the long tabs, obviously I'm not gonna reuse the ones that are in there, but All-Star makes the longer ones, 1/2-inch hole, 3/16, boom. So you can see the depth difference of these. I mean, you know, just a little bit, but it helps, you know. So that way you can get everything in the right spot, position. Maybe I will go with the longer ones and go up just a little bit higher, but once I get this bolted up in here, I'll figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. But for this shock or spring to have been hitting here, and this one to not have been hitting here, it's either the tabs or the crossbar is off center. And I don't know. Then somebody went through and did the spray on undercoating, which is horrible. I've said it plenty of times, please guys, don't get underneath your car and put this spray on undercoating. It's garbage. It's just garbage. Looks like hell. It's not worth it. Take your time. If you want to use a scuff pad, you know, any type of scuff pad, scuff some areas, stuff like that, and get you a rattle can of some paint. If you got some stuff you don't want to put paint on, get some painter's tape, put some painter's tape on it, and then paint some shit. But I mean, you know, this tub job, like I said, was fucking horrible, which was done a long time ago by somebody. You can see this right here rubbed a little bit, but it rubbed more of the undercoating than actual metal. The backs of the rims are fine. They're not using these fuel lines, but why they left them out here, I don't know. There's a bolt right up here on the frame and a bolt right up over here on the frame that you can unbolt the tabs, move them in. But again, they're not being used. So yeah, that is what I am working on today, trying to get this thing buttoned up. The rear end is all set. I'm gonna get the anti-roll up in there. Get the anti-roll up in there, and then get it welded in, get the tabs on the rear end, get them welded on. Then I'm gonna be putting these coilovers in and setting it down and figuring out from there. I'm gonna put some bracing on the frame right here. So I gotta clean up all this shit and this, and then unbolt these, move them up, which these are not being used either. Move those up out of my way, and I can get a nice tube in here. So I'll probably try to keep the tube as far as I can, as close as I can to all this. Maybe more of a little bit of an angle, but I'll stop it short in case later on we do a ladder bar cross member on this car. But that sucks because of these mufflers being so long. But I do have 2 ladder bar cross members here and one on order. So if I have to put one in here, I can put one in here, which is gonna help because this side you can see is bent up too and it's hitting the floor. The maroon car is way worse than this, but I'll film that too when it gets up on here. But yeah, this side's nice and slimy, which you got the trans fluid, but then it's taken off the undercoating. So it's a messy, nasty job, and that sucks. But yeah, trying to help out the best I can. I'll get this video up here in a little bit, and then I'll video it, of course, when it's done, and show you guys the business of that. Alrighty, a little short video. Maybe I'll put something else on the end of this. IG, you're not gonna see me putting too many reels up anytime soon because somebody reported one of my reels and it stopped my monetizing. I had did a review on it, and it takes 3 to get it to where you lose your monetizing for 3 days or 30 days. So 2 of them they corrected, which one was the one that somebody claimed something which was bogus. People that are out there doing that shit to stop people's money is just hate, straight hate. But so I can't make any money off of reels on IG until I think the 13th. So after the 13th is when I'll be able to post more reels. So I'll put some pictures up and stuff like that. So like right now, I'll take a couple pictures of this and put it up, but I won't be putting up reels. And then when I do put up reels, you'll probably see some duplicate reels, maybe change the music up, shit like that. I got a violation on YouTube for one of my shorts because the shorts had music to it, but what I was under the understanding of was that the shorts wouldn't allow music this or that, or they would count whoever's music it was. So I ended up deleting that one, which wasn't a big deal, but I'm not sure if the violation stuck, but YouTube has it where 3 times, like IG. So 3 times and then they delete my channel. So kind of sucks to have to think about that. But if you put up a video on YouTube, a video compared to a shorts, if you put up the video and it has music in it, it'll just demonetize that video, meaning you won't get paid for that video because it has music. I have a few videos out of the fucking 700 or whatever that have music in there, and I don't get $1, I don't get a penny from them. So why doesn't shorts work that way? If there's music and it's not accepted, it should just be that bam, you don't get paid for it, you don't get monetized for it. But they gave me a violation, so I don't know exactly how far that's gonna go. But first time in many years. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bet it up. I'm trying to do the quick shit on this one, get it out the door. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll have it finished tomorrow when I get here. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. Been trying to work a better schedule and get out here earlier, go home, relax, shit like that. But yeah, this is a very nice car. Like, the interior on this car is beautiful. The way it was done, very nice car. Very nice car. All right, y'all, that's it over here, because, you know, I ain't done shit to the Malibu, but I got to put a ladder bar crossmember in that, finish frame notching it and everything. But like I said, it's Jordan's Sideways Productions. I do believe he's in the middle of changing his name, because I think somebody else owns something with the name, but I don't know exactly how that's going. But if anybody wants to give him a new name or shoot him some new listings or new type of names, I don't know. But Jordan, you know, he's got that 67 Chevelle 4-door running. So yeah, and then my boy up here, Jason, his car, I gotta put a ladder bar cross member in it, boom, tie his shit together, put the cross brace in it, get the rear end set up in there. But we gotta do some cleaning in here, which my son is helping Jordan today. He didn't have school, but he's gonna be getting up in here and doing some cleaning, and we can get this shit going. And of course, down south, Oklahoma Cuddy, I'll have some downtime once the red or pink, whatever you want to call it, Regal gets on the lift. I'll be able to have a little bit of downtime. The center section's got to be taken out of the 9-inch, the third member, and it's got to be sent back to Winter Circle and then sent back to Mosier, because I guess it makes some noise. So I'm gonna go ahead and help him out with that. But it's gonna leave this lift dead for a couple days. But the way that I got to do the ladder bar cross member and tie it all together, I'll be showing you that. But it's gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit of skill. Mock up, see if it's gonna work, maybe change the mock up, get it set up real nice. But I'll be to show you guys that and try to stay back on the YouTube videos. And that's where we're at today, guys. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Here's what you don't see much. My old ass. Yeah. All right, y'all, bet it up. I'm out. Peace.
Oh shit, what the fuck? Damn. Let's hear that hate, y'all. What'd Tim fuck up now? Oh shit, what'd Tim fuck up now? That's what y'all are gonna say, huh? Not y'all, but you know. Tim, oh yeah, ooh, Tim did this, oh, Tim did that, oh, Tim's this, oh, Tim's that, blah, 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 blah. You motherfuckers sure like talking about me. Ha ha ha! Booyah, booyah, booyah. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What happened? What happened, y'all? What happened? I don't know. Oh, got some dirt on it. Uh-oh. That's what happened. Bet it up.
What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Brought the 442 across the street. Had them wet it up real fast. I tried to go to the gas station home last night, and the driver's door didn't seal up too good, so I didn't want to get the inside of the man's car soaked. So, brought it across the street here. I know you guys are watching my videos, you see it in the background. They be detailing the cars over here like a motherfucker. So, brought it over here. As you can see, she clean. She had just that little bit of dust on it where it got underneath the plastic and the couple days that I didn't have it covered. But this baby got full turn. Went to the gas station, put a full tank of fuel in it. Dude said he only's gonna put 212s and an amp back there, so really ain't gonna squat it much more than that. But it took what, 13 gallons of fuel, and it still rides exactly the same as it did when it went to the gas station. But you can see she's looking good. She's looking real good. Yeah, it's got that nice little tuck on there, you know. I mean, I don't see why you need more tuck than that. Wheels up underneath there. And again, no tubs. This car is not mini tubbed. I had to finesse the back part of the tub on that side and finesse the tub on that side just a little bit, but I centered the wheel up and the wheel well pretty good.
Bro, I feel like, bro, I could just buy a new car plastic, bro, and put it on. In the fucking kit. You got to do it. No, they tried putting things 250 out. I just TCR. You gotta go. Oh, snap. Okay, that is cool.
What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Y'all see that cutty? That's the one that had the gold. They off there now. Now pay attention, y'all. This cutlass is 24 by 10. Originally set up for a 7-inch lip. Alright? So the 7-inch lip is on there now. This car has no tubs in the back. A little bit of finesse into the tub right in front of the back tire. Just sit there and tap with the hammer, tap, 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 and it heats up the metal as you go. Boom, 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 boom. A little bit in the back. Now this is a solid car, so you're able to do that without ripping holes through it. Has the quarter rail notch in the back. You know, it's got that badass suspension on it. Right now, we have a 1/2 inch of spacing on the back of the rim for this to clear. But as you can see, it tucks right up in there. The wheel well lips are trimmed. The other wheels that when they were on here, when I first moved the car in and out the shop, my fat ass had cut the back left tire before any work was done, which is right here. We had to get rid of the cap on the front for the wheel woods.
Bro, I feel like, bro, I could just buy a new car plastic, bro, and put it on. In the fucking kit. You got to do it. No, they tried putting things 250 out. I just TCR. You gotta go. Oh, snap. Okay, that is cool.
Bet it up, bet it up, bet it up, bet it up. 1967, 67. I fucked up. I put the title on there, 76. I just got my numbers backwards. Got 26s on it with a 7-inch lift, and it's a 67.
Not a 76. Sorry, y'all. But there it is. Outside, dirty as shit. Starts right up. It's got some other things going on, but it's going to a wire place or whatever to get it all wired up. 376 LSX. Boom. It was in there. Somebody else put it in. But all right, y'all. There it is. There it is. Fat Lips 96 SS Impala rear end. Big ass brakes. Todd TCE. Clocked. Narrowed. Rolling. Bedded up.
Yeah. What up, y'all? Bankroll Tim bedded up. We got that Parisian. All that new suspension on the front. Q81s. Set the back down a ½ inch more than what it was. Adjusting ride quality right now. I got the front compression right now at like 8. And the rebound at 11. The back I think is like 9 and 12. 9 in compression. 12 on rebound, but it feels a little bouncy going up down the street, but we're gonna figure that out. Cleaned her up a little bit with some wax inside, but wheels are a little dirty. Had to get the skirts fitted back on there. So I'm gonna adjust the valving on the front. I'm gonna go a little tighter first to see if that's going to make this car better. I only put a 550 in it, so having a 550 in it would be a better ride. Normally I'll use a 650 on these, but a controlled shock, you know, allows the shock to do the work instead of the spring. So if you're softer on the shock, if the shock is allowed to move very easy in and out, then you're riding on spring, and the spring pressure and the spring could be stiff. Now, the tighter you go with What up? Bankroll Tim. Bedded up. Still not done, but very, very close to being done. Waiting on the drive shaft. I still got to square up the rear end a little bit, trim the skirts just a little bit. Well, they are already trimmed, like I'm saying, right up in here. But everything seems to be going just fine. I got the tank hardware in. It's got rubber for the straps in the box. I got to fix these wires right here. Boom. I bled the calipers with my vacuum bleeder right there. Got all the air out of them. Everything worked out fine. But yeah, moving right along. Get this drive shaft hopefully tomorrow or the next day. And some other little things. But I can say I'm bedded up. 67 lap. Booyah. Booyah. What y'all think of that shit? What y'all think of that shit? Mazda RX-7. Booyah.
Oh shit. Oh shit, what the fuck going on here, y'all? Damn! 79. With a fat ass motherfucking back wheel. 305, 30, 26, fat ass lip. Damn. What's going on, y'all? What's the fuck going on? Y'all know what's going on? Shit, I don't even know what's going on. Booyah! Bet it up, bet it up, bet it up, bet it up. What up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. On this nasty ass frame notch on this car. As you can see, I cleaned it all up. It's not perfect. It's got some glare from this light. But I painted it yesterday, and then look, right there. I came in today and it was all cracked. So that kind of pissed me off. All this beat work up in here, that was from the previous people, not me. But I cleaned up the frame notch. If anybody was watching, paid close attention before, how nasty the frame notch was. I cleaned it all up. Boom. And right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a scuff pad and I'm gonna scuff that. I got the heat up right now. I'm gonna scuff that and I'm gonna put some more paint on it. But yeah, 67 caddy, Bankroll Tim, frame notch, clean up. I'm out. Test drive on 30, real suspension. Yo, had to pull these big bitches off my truck. 26 by 12, 40 by 15 fives, tile hole bolt circle. Damn near brand new, just a little dirty right now. Faux sale, faux sale. 7,000 or best offer. Like I said, 26s by 12, 40 by 15 5, tile hole bolt circle. Let me know. Bet it up. Bankroll Tim. Booyah. There's the Bonneville. Boom. Done. Test drove. Rolling. Bankroll Tim. Bet it up. 28s. Billets. The skirt's not here. I'd have the skirt on, but the skirt is on the other side. Booyah. It's ready. Could have got picked up today, but dude never hit me up. Anyway, Bankroll Tim, bet it up, 77 Bonneville, 28s. All custom suspension. It's on the front, all the suspension by me. The rear end was built by my brother, Mike, MSC Race Cars. The bracing that's underneath the back of this car was my brother, Mike, MSC Race Cars. I know people like to joke about stuff, but it was in my shop. We did the full suspension on this car. The skirts, I did not do. I do believe that Playboy did the skirts. They put them on there, which I would have went and put them on at Isaac's shop or whatever, Bowtie Performance, or if Snook would have came back by here, I would have put them on. But you know, they call, and then they never show up. So when I'm busy, yes, I could get a lot more done if I'd focus on just working, but I like showing all this shit. I like doing the videos. What up, what up? I know y'all wanted to see this daytime view. Boom. Ooh, y'all, look at that. 8-inch lip stuffed up underneath there. Boom. Just had the neighbors over here. Arthur cleaned it up, washed it, quickly wiped down. There it is, y'all. Booyah. This is raw business. It's rolling, supercharged, LS. Skeet. Look at this pretty motherfucker. Just a pretty bitch. All tightened up, ready to go. Although I only adjusted shit. Oh, and I had to press the bearings all the way on the axles because they weren't pressed all the way on. So it's another thing I had to do. How you like that? How you like that? Booyah. Booyah. What's your valve? Put a stronger yoke in it today. Forgot about that. And then the bigger U-joints, all in it. Boom. Threw it together real fast. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, yeah. What up? Man, the hate is real, y'all. That #1 hater. I never said I did the suspension on this car. Just because I film a video doesn't mean I'm saying I'm doing all the work. I had to reseal the nugget. I had to change the calipers. I had to readjust the calipers. I'm gonna change the height. I gotta bleed the calipers. Man, for real. Bet it up. Get wetted up and bet it up. How's that sound? Hater. Thanks for the followers. What up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. On this 100K box. 100K box, boom. Switch the calipers out. Put the hub-centric piece inside there, as you can see, boom. Put the nugget and everything back in, resealed it, ground it, so that way it would hold the RTV, black silicone, whatever you want to call it, boom. Reshim the calipers, because as you can see, it ground into there. Nice spacing, both sides. Still got to bleed them. But yeah, put the wheels back on there after bleeding them, and this 100K box is going to be out the door. Booyah! Cha-ching. Uh-oh. What's the business here? What is the business here, y'all? Damn. What is really going on? Hey, Mike. You here, Lou? Booyah. Damn, y'all. Cha-ching. What up? Uh-oh. Parts car.
That 100K box taken apart. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I got the axles out. I got the pig out. The nugget was leaking. The third member. So now I'm gonna ground it, put grooves in it, ground it, put grooves in it, so that way it'll seal up. Let it up. Let it up. That pot's car. Oh shit. Is that killer? That killer's back running. Back together. Who wants some? Who wants some smoke? Got that new True Track in there.
The slow ass box Chevy. Bag talk slow ass.
Uh-oh. Someone getting called out. Back together, y'all. Back together. Oh yeah. Take it on the road. Smooth shifting. A little bit of burnout. It's all good. Set that up. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Been, what? 10, 12 days, some shit like that. I can put up a video. Like I said, I haven't had storage on my phone to do it. I don't even know how long this video will go. But anyways, Monte Carlo is done, been done, gone. If you guys see the IG reels, I'll put it on there. But did not get a chance to fab this yet, but it is going to get done. Chevelle ended up destroying the whole center section and destroyed the cover too. So this is an older model True Track setup that was in this car from the beginning. So I never set any of this. This was, all I had to do was pull the center out to put my bar in the rear end and narrow it. So the gear was set right. There's no sharp edges, nothing, but now it's junk because, you know, it came apart. This old True Track style right here was only held together by 4 bolts. The new, which all 4 of them snapped off, and that was the weak spot part of that. This is the new one, which is the new True Track. You guys can see my marks on there, doing the grease line up, all that. But anyway, it's got 6 bolts on this side on the inside, and 6 bolts on this side and the inside behind here, not just 3 bolts. So now that's obviously newer, better. It's a True Track, top of the line shit. Boom, this is a 12 bolt, so the car is strong. It does have a lot of horsepower. 12 volt is basically 8.8. Plenty of cars out there with that much horsepower, this much horsepower, and these rear ends staying together. You don't technically have to have a 9-inch rear end. If you would have had a 9-inch, yeah, this would have probably never happened. But that was a setup that was in the car. That's what we worked with. It's all fabbed up. But real fast did that. Had to knock all the races out of the housing, all that. Put all the new bearings and all that shit in, set the backlash. Backlash took me a little bit. When you buy the gears, they have a booklet in there and it shows you acceptable wear patterns and all that. It tells you if you're too much pinion, not enough pinion, shim, shit like that. Then you got your competition mode, which is the top right. So competition mode, if you were to look at this, and look at, I'm trying not to block the light, you would see that's competition mode. Got the 8 to 10 thousandths backlash. But anyways, so what up, y'all? There she is. Where'd he go? Set it up, set it up. He is gonna go with a fatter lip later on. That's why he went with the 3-piece wheels. So that way we can narrow it later, put a fatter lip on there. So there it is, y'all. Rides good, drives good. Got that little squeak, just gotta go get tuned and all